They chose second pick. MKOI chose blue side. So everything you see and would normally expect from a draft works the way that you would expect it to work.
I think MKOI now, or I mean Vitality rather, can answer Jojo if their mental is broken or not. That's the question, right? Because they're coming into this game after pretty tilting game one, I'd say. Like, you were up 6k gold and then it goes to 50 minutes and you barely lose. So a lot going into this draft. I really loved Vitality's drafts. I hope they can try to construct something similar despite the Fearless. But you can see MKOI have a clear game plan. They don't want Vitality to have poke. They banned Ezreal, Zoe, and the Varus.
I mean, good recognition of what the team is doing well and also what you're struggling against. Gwen Hover here. It's going to be the Pantheon lock-in instead. Pantheon, again, Elyoya, we've seen him on the Jace, we've seen him on some more carry-style picks, but Pantheon, we know he could be someone that can really take over an early game.
Well, let's see how Vitality responds, because their poke option, as you highlighted, not going to be available to them. I mean, Rumble is open.
That is a
Looks like they're
classic.
thinking about it.
I mean, Nako has had some really good Rumble performances. I've been really happy with seeing
Rumble Flex?
It could
Oh,
be
it was
a Rumble
Sheo that
Flex.
played the jungle, right? There's always that possibility.
You can always go Rumble in the jungle.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I've seen Rumble mid lane. Don't think it's good, but I've seen it.
No Rumble in the mid lane skin, though.
Let's not disrespect Odoamne like that. He beat us pretty handedly. That was like 6 years ago. Oh my god, it was 7 years ago. No, never mind.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Now, Jarvan locked in alongside it. The little hot pot combo here. So, Vitality, I like it simple. But let's see what they pair it with. Is it going to be a more utility-style AD carry, maybe a Jhin, something like that? Or are we going to have perhaps a hyper carry option?
You're right. Jin's a good shout, actually, for the side of Vitality. Kai'Sa could also be a possibility if they want a little bit more kind of dive, depending on the composition that they're heading towards. Mid is the one that's super interesting for me because, I mean, if you think about our mid laners, Taliyah, Azir, Ryze, Ahri, they're gone, right? So things like Aurora definitely rise in value if you want a little bit more burst. Ornn going to be the tank response, an EU classic, I would say.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, like, the Sion is open, the K'Sante is open, right? It's not like this is game 5 of Fearless and those are out. Those are just, that's the pick that Myrwn wants to go for, and it does provide them with a lot more engage. So it also then allows, presumably, Alvaro to pick up this Neeko, and they have a really nice first 3 picks, even though it's kind of like random seeing support, top, and jungle locked in the same rotation.
Gentlemen, the rest of the draft has not concluded. However, I can quite confidently say that 5v5 team fights will be a key part of this game.
Did you deduce that from all of the ultimates that are big, I think, AoE abilities they're called?
Yes, I did.
Ah, I see.
That's high level analysis
you would like a lot of people in that area of effect.
That I would.
Yes, okay.
And I assume that there will be certain specific locations with which combat will be engaged.
I imagine places where there's less room to maneuver would be pretty optimal for people
Absolutely,
with circles.
good sir.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is what analysis sounded like in 2010.
Well, it's still the same when you pick Ornn Neeko versus Rumble Jarvan. Funnily enough, things
the
don't change
still
that
valid.
much.
It's still a valid point. We like to think we're above it, but we're not. And they're going to ban the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, okay. So they don't want to have to deal with the dive threat on the side of KOI.
I mean, Kai'Sa Neeko, it's really nice because you both have the strong laning phase of the Neeko, but you can always follow her with the ultimate later on. And I do think the Jhin pick really speaks to me with this Vitality draft. Only thing is you're up against an Ornn, which isn't ideal for the Jhin, but you're probably going to have like a more DPS mid laner, and you have the Rumble already, so you should have a lot of damage there.
And it's banned.
Yeah. I mean, also the Kai'Sa ban also, like, when I see Kai'Sa ban, I'm thinking Jhin, because Kai'Sa's pretty good at the Jhin. We'll see what they continue banning out, though. There's not that many, like, we're really going deep on the ADC pool here with Ezreal, Varus, Corki, Yunara, Jhin, Kai'Sa out, and maybe even 2 more ADC bans.
So Xayah raised in priority?
Xayah is a potential. I think it's not great for either team because it's
really
bad into Neeko in lane. It's pretty tough. And you typically don't want to play it into Jarvan Rumble because Jarvan just ultis and then EQs out, and then you're just stuck there even if you buy half a second with the ulti.
But are there any Zeri you have as dash?
Zeri is an option. Tristana is an option.
Caitlyn?
Caitlyn is definitely an option. I think Caitlyn Neeko can work here for sure. As Aphelios is the ban from Vitality, and Sivir is the ban from KOI.
I also like the Sivir ban, especially against Carzzy.
Movement speed against Ornn ult is pretty good.
I mean, our goal for playoffs is like just go as far as possible. I think we have big potential.
Their goal for playoffs is to go as far as possible.
I don't know if anyone else heard that. It was just us.
A terrifying moment where I thought we were hearing comms, but I don't think that's what we were hearing.
Nope.
Would be funny if that was their comment like right now.
Ahri now locked in. Okay, so we have a nice setup in mid lane. Like Jarvan can be really active early on. Ooh. 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 Hey. All right, boys. No verbal analysis for the rest of the big band.
These are my two most played mid laners of all time, so I'd really love this matchup.
Great point.
No, don't be this. I've never played this champ. I know she can buy boots now. What else am I supposed to do?
It makes no sense.
Okay, so Cassio is going to be in. Generally very good against champions that want to go to you.
Yeah.
So relatively short-range champions like Rumble and Jarvan and Nauts, Cassio can do very well against.
I mean, as much as you were hyped about the Akali, I think the Cassio makes a little more sense.
Absolutely.
So then you get some DPS and you can play really just the classic front to back. And there's that Caitlyn that we were talking about as well, beautifully called out by Drakos.
Thank you.
And now you have a lot of range, you have a lot of damage, and you really want to try to play for both this game, get Supa Alvaro ahead, get those plates going. Let's see what...
Is there ever an Ashe? It's probably terrible here, right?
Ashe is an option, but it's really annoying into like Ornn, Pantheon. Like, you really want some mobility.
I'm mainly just thinking for lane, like what's a champ that can actually play against Caitlyn?
Oh.
Is this a champ that can play against Caitlyn?
This champ can play against Caitlyn, although into Neeko,
okay,
Caitlyn,
that's the miserable
it's
part.
rough. Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing with Jinx is that she's kind of like Sivir in that even when she's losing, she has so good wave clear that she can just clear waves. But she is very immobile. Does have the traps, of course, but it's going to be something that we need to look out for later on in the game if Myrwn and Elyoya can ever try to get onto Carzzy, because it's a tough game to play Jinx in. And especially, as much as I talked about earlier, they need to play for both. It's like double now. They really, really want to shut down this Jinx, make sure that she's not scaling up. And I think if they can put Carzzy behind, the rest of Vitality don't really have enough firepower.
I mean, I like that when you're running something like an Ahri, who is very pick-orientated, that you have extra damage resources coming from the Rumble.
Yep.
I think it does kind of really complete your damage portfolio. But I will say Vitality don't really have a true tank the same way that KOI do. Ornn is fantastic for face checking, but many of the other champions, like Nautilus really being the only exception, if any of these face check, they just kind of die.
That's true.
So it can be pretty scary to go off when contesting those neutral objectives, but one of the key things is not the same kind of poke. A lot of pick potential from Vitality, which is something they leveraged very well in their game one. But we'll see how things pan out, because KOI, they're looking for team fights, and they're looking for those front-to-back 5v5s.
That they are. And they're enjoying that Neeko, who will just throw clones into the brush. Ruin all of the chance of face checking the Nautilus. Let's get into game two. MKOI taking down game one, a long fought out battle, more than 50 minutes. Vitality looking to bounce back, a test of the mental, no doubt, after what was a frustrating game one loss. But as you said, all eyes on the Jinx. The bottom side of the map, crucial for Vitality. If Carzzy gets going, he has the potential to take over the map. But the laning phase doesn't favor him on paper.
Nah, I'm really curious to see how Supa and Alvaro can navigate this and how big of a lead they can pick up. For me, Supa this winter split has been, frankly, a little bit disappointing. I feel like he hasn't had the sort of impact that I've been used to him seeing. And if you look at last game, yes, he finished off really strong, but he started that game 0-3 and was really struggling to find success in the early stages. And I feel like that's been a reoccurring theme for MKOI, that they haven't had that level of consistency that I'm used to their bot lane having. And when you're playing Caitlyn Neeko, one mistake, one good hook is all it takes for this lane to shift completely. And if this Jinx starts going, she doesn't stop.
Very true. And the setup for ganks between the Nautilus and the Jarvan makes it that much easier. That's on the upside, you do have Elyoya. Hook landing initially, though, good. As Supa forced a barrier early. Trying to take a positive hell trade. Now, Carzzy doesn't have the barrier. He has the cleanse to try to stop some of that potential CC. Not a bad start.
Yeah, the cleanse makes it a little bit more difficult, as when you get that hook, ideally you want to try to go for a little bit more of an all-in, using both the barrier and the heal, but since you have the cleanse, Supa's able to just use that and get a slight HP advantage, and they're slowly getting the push here.
I mean, also just Pantheon, I mean, knockups, the cleanse doesn't really help, but Caitlyn traps, Neeko E, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good choice that he went cleanse for sure. It just makes the laning matchup a little bit more annoying.
Absolutely, completely agree. Across the board, though, KOI has push in mids, KOI has push in top, KOI has push in bots. So with 3 winning lanes, back in the day, you would see junglers really utilizing this to set up invades, but the current meta, it feels like that junglers don't really favor this very much. It does feel like counter jungler doesn't give you the same advantages that it used to. But you're kind of seeing some of the early game weaknesses of Ahri is that she doesn't have a lot of wave control in the sense that she can't really push in the same way that someone like Cassiopeia can, and all Jojo has to do, which he's doing very well, is every time Humanoid walks up to try and queue the casters, he then walks up to you and queues you. Because there's that very small window when you're about to press Q that you root yourself.
Yeah,
so what Cassio can then immediately punish.
To pick up on what you said with jungle invades, I feel like the realistic invades that we see in the season is like second Raptors, always.
Right.
That's where junglers look to make their mark, and also crab fights as the hook does
Goes
land.
wide, Elyoya immediately goes on the Carzzy, getting the flash and the cleanse, but if they can turn this back into a kill, it's going to be big. Initial reset should go down for Carzzy. That's first blood. He's getting excited, but he got excited right into a trap. So play's going to stop there.
And despite neither of the hooks landing, it's still Vitality that are able to pick up the kill there, with Carzzy crucially being able to get those double buffs. Feels great for him. Might be able to pick up an early BF sword and build towards that Yuntal, or he could go the Kraken as well. Kind of an option here where if you don't get BF sword, typically you want to go for the Kraken, while if you can't get it, then Yuntal feels a little bit better. So we'll see what he ends up opting for in this game.
I will also say that that play from KOI, I understand why you'd make it. Your bot lane should be favored in this early skirmish. You've got Panth versus Jarvan, who also should be favored. And in theory, with the power that you have in mid, I didn't quite see where Jojo was because he didn't actually get involved in the fight. I don't know if he just reset and was TPing back into lane, but I understand why you would feel confident as Elyoya to say, we can fight this, we feel strong enough. But as Jack was basically highlighting that the execution went the way of Vitality, and now that Jinx, who they really didn't want to get ahead, has a kill.
It's the worst possible start for MKOI here, but at least they still have a bit of a gold lead, or a bit of a CS lead on Supa, so the gold lead isn't too big. As Lyncas is looking for some sneaky.
We're going to wrap around mid lane. Sneaky indeed, as Elyoya's on the Wolves, not too far away, but a window of opportunity here where Alvaro and Supa do still have access to their flash, as Jojo and Humanoid are going to trade theirs.
It's a
Nice reaction time from Jojo there.
Absolutely, but it is a little bit risky now for both mid laners against these junglers specifically, because their lockdown in the early game is a very scary thing to deal with, and that miasma in combination with this Pantheon is going to be very difficult for the Ahri to escape from, even with that level 6.
The thing about this play from Lyncas is nice to get the flash, but his jungle clear is a little bit scuffed now, because you can see his Krugs are still up. So now he just has to completely ignore that and go for the Wolves into the Gromp, which is going to mean that Elyoya has a full camp over him for the foreseeable future.
Yep, and you can see that represented in the level difference as well. When Lyncas was testing out the Raptors, seeing if maybe he could steal one away, he was only level 4, in contrast to Elyoya's level 5. Elyoya quickly working towards level 6, and that respawn of the crab is going to be very, very important.
And level 6 will be there in time to punish Carzzy's missing flash, although I believe for Carzzy the cleanse will be up and available. So still a potential angle of attack for the MKOI bottom lane if they want to keep focusing on this Jinx. On the top side of the map, Nako, I think as expected against the Ornn, is building himself up a pretty decent lead. 400 in his favor, early Swifties, just to make sure that he can stay on top of target or move out of range.
And Jarvan, notice what Jack was saying earlier, he's now doing his Krugs. Now he goes back to base. The contest should be around this crab respawn, but Elyoya's already here with the push that he has in bot lane. A quick base from Jojo means that he should arrive in time to contest this. But for KOI, all eyes are on that crab respawn.
I want to draw back to what Jack said earlier about AD carry itemization, right? Supa was able to back on the BF sword, Carzzy on bits and pieces. So as this lane continues to play out, we'll have to see what the health bars look like around this objective, because that BF sword is a much bigger spike.
They can't contest this. They're too late on the play. That jungle pathing that Jack highlighted earlier, you're seeing it paying dividends right now. Full control over the brush.
Just because they can't, Betty, doesn't mean that they won't. As the fight is now kicking off, Lyncas ulting and miss the entire team, taking over to level 6 just in time. Humanoid going to find the initial charge, but Jojo's still ready for a fight. Ulti going to connect into Carzzy. They get the cleanse out. Lyncas goes down. Vitality lose their jungler and walk away.
I mean, Lyncas flashes there and gets the crab to get level 6 and gets a 3-man Cataclysm, but they just don't have the damage. It's Supa with BF sword. It's Jojo that's much stronger than Humanoid. So they're not able to actually make a real play out of it, and Lyncas just ends up falling, but now Jojo.
Good charm. Jojopyun still locked up for a moment. Elyoya moving into body block. He's got one more charge, just enough to get away as Humanoid's ulti. Not going to find that kill, even if it forces the wave in.
I think Humanoid did not have enough mana to cast his Q, because he was right in front of him, connected the charm, but charm has a high mana cost, bro, so he didn't have enough mana, I think, to cast the Q. But we look back at this fight, and as you rightly said, Jack, the level 6 was secured.
Yeah, he flash smites.
Yes, and
But-
then he goes in.
I mean, it looks great, right? It's a 3-man
But he
cataclysm.
could Q back.
Yeah, he should have queued back.
He could have ulted Q, he would have been on a trap, admittedly.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been better than just staying in the pit.
I mean, he landed up on a trap staying in the pit. Well, I gotta say, good. We all had good reads on that scenario. You said they shouldn't do it. I said they will anyway, and they did anyway. And it didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
So great, great moment all around for everyone except Vitality.
Pretty much.
'Cause at least they got the crab.
And can we look at top lane a little bit? Observers, thank you very much.
You're
Like
just
I'm
saying
preemptively thanking.
They don't listen to you.
The thing is, I was looking at top, and I thought to myself, well, they're not listening, so they're not.
No, they listen to Vedi. They have everyone else muted.
Yeah,
They
observers,
just
if we could just actually have a look at top side to see this matchup between Ornn and Rumble right now.
Yeah, thank you.
oh
My
observers.
God, bro, are you kidding me?
Oh.
Bro, you just got aura checked.
Couple more years. bro.
Couple more years.
All good. Anyway, what did you want to say about top lane?
My point was that this Ornn skin is the same as the Galio skin, no?
And this is why the observers don't listen.
This is what I knew. They knew what was coming.
They knew what was coming, man.
They like
I'm
this skin.
sorry, observers.
It's so
for wasting your
crazy,
time
this
like
skin
that.
line. Look at him.
I'm sorry, but Train Conductor Ornn will forever be the best. Also partially because it came out of the brain of Captain Flowers randomly, mostly.
That's true. It's a pretty legendary skin.
Okay, Dragon is up.
That was your
Still.
point?
That was my
That was
point.
his point.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack.
All right.
Sorry,
so,
observers. Thank you, Jack. Sorry, observers.
I'm watching the Dragon right now. KOI is here once again. A lot of bot focus, as we kind of expected based on the draft. Jinx is not in a position to really fight. I would not feel confident as an AD carry saying, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's rumble. And so, okay, it looks like they're just going to walk away. No Dragon's actually going to be started. I'm a little bit surprised that KOI don't want to force the issue, to be honest.
I think very slow game thus far compared to the first one.
Keep in mind, Fleshy has level 6. Alvaro only just got his, so they might not have wanted to risk the fight without
maybe you're
ultimate
right.
available.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Uh,
But they should start this off now. I think it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, they pushed in bot, and Lyncas is well up on the top side. Maybe can try to trade some grubs for it. We'll see if they have any info. I mean, they know that they're on Drake, so I'd assume that Lyncas will try to at least get 1 or 2 grubs here.
Yeah, he should. The only scary thing, of course, is maybe the Cassio goes and interrupts, but it looks like Jojo's not particularly interested in leaving his lane for now. He's happy to farm. You can see, for the record, he's built up about a 20 CS lead in the mid lane matchup. He's done a really good job of bullying out this Ahri. It's very hard for her to trade back against the Cassio, especially if you ever miss a skill shot. Cassio just said, okay, I know I'll win now. So, really well played by him. And this Cassio is just going to continue to scale up as the game goes on. With the tier already at 210 stacks, he's in a very good spot.
That he is. And on the way to what I assume is going to be a Rod of Ages, which is also just such a fantastic landing item in terms of sustain on top of the Twin Fang sustain from Cassio. So lane, I don't think, is where Humanoid is going to be able to find a greater advantage, but perhaps side lane picks, both teams kind of looking for those. You have the Pantheon on one side, you have the J4 Ahri on the other.
I mean, the trouble that Vitality would run into is that stylistically, MKOI's draft kind of counters them in the top side because all of Vitality's drafts are very burst-oriented. Ahri wants to burst you down, Jarvan and Rumble wants to do the same, but there's no squishy member in the MKOI top side. You see already that this Cassio has a no magic mantle.
She can get tenacity. I didn't even think about how messed up that is.
Yep. Jojo tries to go for the flash ulti, but he doesn't get it. But you can still see they're so tanky. There's no real member for them to go on. So it's really all about trying to transition into bot lane and Carzzy getting the kills and getting fed so that he can be the one to take down the stanky top side.
Well, the good news is unforced air. Ooh, rogue melee minion.
Alvaro.
Fleshy wondering, is it a bug or is it a Neeko?
He knows
He's
that's a
realized
Neeko.
it's a Neeko. You say that, but sometimes
I
they
think he
don't.
was full of confidence that that was a Neeko. He was
Well-
like, that minion should not be here. Now, if it was a
Sometimes League
crab,
minions.
That's fair. That's
you would have
fair.
been like, wait a minute.
That's always been my #1 argument against Neeko. When people are like, obviously you should know that's Neeko. It's like, have you seen what wolves
wait.
sometimes do?
Lyncas.
Hold that thought, Jack. We'll get back to it. Flash away from Supa's nice 90 caliber net as well. Really good escape. Alvaro using the ult to display the follow-up, but now he's been locked up on the trap. Now Elyoya's in the midst of the entire team. They've taken out Alvaro. Carzzy's getting excited. Uh-oh, this is not looking good for the side of MKOI, but the damage from Supa is real, and it might just be enough. Lyncas going in. He's
Oh my God.
Elyoya grabbing another 90 caliber net, looking for one more auto, but it's the spear to finish the job. A double kill for MKOI.
Nah, Supa's way too clean. He's doing so much damage. I didn't even look at the inventory. He has already got the Stormracer and the
That
quick
cop
load.
flash going in, stun off Elyoya, the barrier there just in time. Humanoid ulti's still very far away. Carzzy's sticking around.
Flash committed from Humanoid, but look at mid. Jojo's just going to push that wave. Enemy mid has just burnt Flash. I'm going to get another plate as well. KOI very happy with the outcome of this trade. It was a one skirmish for Vitality in the bot lane. Your Jinx gets a kill, you keep everyone alive, you should be happy with this outcome. But then they go for more. They think that they can continue the fight. Lyncas doesn't connect an EQ, and you'll see in this play, good reactions from Supa. He played that about as perfectly as he could have. Once this connects onto Alvaro, it's a kill. Now you want to disengage, but there's blood in their eyes and they're looking for more.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense because you have, like, you got excited on the Jinx, you think you're stronger, but Supa's just doing so much damage. He wonderfully spaces the Jarvan EQ combo, and then they're able to take down Fleshy as well. And it ends up being a good play for MKOI, with Supa continuing to build this gold lead, nearly 1,000 now ahead of Carzzy, despite the fact that Carzzy got 2 kills.
It's one of the big things that Pantheon has over Jarvan in its early fights is that E, that Aegis ult is just so broken at mitigating the little bit of burst that you do have in the early game. And Supa, with the completed item, able to just do the necessary damage to finish the fight, as now we see more setup on the bottom side. Carzzy moving down, but he's already been chunked out a little bit. Ace in the hole comes out just to poke away at Humanoid's life bar.
And so far, I think KOI is in a fantastic position. We know they have range, we know they want a team fight, they've already got the first dragon. Now the rest of this game is basically, hey Vitality, come to dragon, we're looking to fight you.
Something interesting here is that Vitality put their mid laner bot and bot mid before they actually completed the role quests. So that does slow them down a little bit. For mid lane it doesn't matter too much, but for bot lane it matters a little bit because you really want to complete the quest as soon as possible, because then you get more gold from every single minion that you kill.
Now I think going to reset once again. Wasn't sure how they initially got into that position, but maybe just...
Oh, it's because once Humanoid made that roam to bot lane, he basically
stuck around
stayed bot
the wave,
and held the wave because Jinx needed to reset. So
I don't hate keeping the laning, the lane matchup kept up, as long as you can stay away from ever getting hit by
he immediately completed the quest.
Yeah.
It's on.
Now they can swap forever.
That they can. The question is, when will Humanoid complete his... You know, the problem is I keep seeing Poby, because Poby played Ahri earlier. It's Humanoids. His quest is now complete, and he has become the target. You have to ult.
Continuing to run, holding onto the ult, Foxfire. That's enough.
Bad.
He doesn't have to listen to you,
He does not have to listen to me.
You said you played this GMU?
Yes.
keep asking for 10 AP, bro. Elyoya. Caught in the Thunderdome, but he really likes the Thunderdome, and I don't know if Lyncas is feeling too good about that particular Cataclysm. Supa going to 90 caliber net on the wall, now trying to chase down the J4 as Humanoid's in trouble. The gaze going wide, but it's Fleshy who will drop. MKOI grabbing one.
It's another random engage from Lyncas there that doesn't end up really resulting into anything from Vitality. They're forced to back off, and MKOI can just chase them down. Supa having so much damage in these team fights.
Okay.
Oh.
Alvaro's just going to keep walking. Elyoya's on the way in. You're not quite going to connect.
This is the Mad Max Pantheon skin, okay?
It's appropriate.
He wants to be in that arena.
Silver spray paint in the face,
That's
witness
what I'm
me.
saying. Elyoya is all about these fights. He's got 100% KP so far. He's ready to go toe-to-toe against Lyncas, and he's making it work as Jojo is looking for Humanoid.
The Fleshy is on the way. Now trying to backstep. Does he still have a minion wave? Well, yeah, it's there just in time, as is the tower dropping. So, well played. They do force the flash out. Now trying to zone away. Rocket goes towards the Drake. Carzzy almost got the steal, but MKOI get it in the end.
Jojo's pressure there is immense. He's able to force the TP while also getting the bot tower. He dodges out on all of Humanoid's spells, and he's continuing building his own individual lead as they also get the second dragon. And this is a completely different MKOI from that first game, as they've built up a small gold lead, but crucially gotten 2 Drakes. As Lyncas
Supa just walked. Didn't flash, didn't... Ooh. Doesn't have flash, so couldn't have flashed, but...
His movement is good this game, though.
I mean, it's been clean. Remember that it started a little bit grim. Carzzy getting that early kill, we were concerned, but Supa able to back, get that BF sword, do so much more damage in that fight where Vitality stuck around a little bit too long, and it's really MKOI punishing Vitality. It feels like it's been most of the story of this game.
MKOI's looking to punish Vitality again. They've got easy access into this Herald. They want to go for the fight. They have the Ornn ult ready.
Ulti into the backside. Carzzy locked up. He already burnt his cleanse. Long range Ornn ulti is going to find the initial knock as well as Fleshy's already been taken down. Humanoid now running, but the Rift Herald has fallen in favor of Vitality, and now they're just looking to escape. So
Worth? I mean, 1 kill for Herald doesn't feel the worst for Vitality, but...
I mean, considering their towers are falling like dominoes, yeah, I think you'll take it. Like, Supa's doing some serious work on this mid tower as well. He's going to get himself another 80 gold thanks to that plate. And you're going to need it against, I feel like, the sheer amount of wave clear that KOI have. What Vitality is waiting for right now is the win condition of Carzzy. Ooh, dear.
Guys, Talia Wolf.
Talia.
I will not speculate on the cause of the pause.
You don't think it was because of Talia?
It's just not in the game, guys. Initial investigation in progress. A pause has been reported to league officials. Officials are now gathering information. Yeah, I'm just reading the bottom, but sometimes people want more information. Right now, we don't have it for you, but we'll keep you updated as we know more. Hard to say what it could have been. Do you want to know?
All right, Drakos, let's just play your game.
Can I give
just
you
play the game.
Just guess.
No.
Let's play the
I have
game.
a really fun comp op story.
Yeah?
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell someone to do it anyway because it makes our team look really good. Do you want to know what the #1 reported issue is from our players?
Lighting?
There's a switch on the wireless keyboard and they forget to turn it on. Every game, I've heard at least multiple times a day, refs are calling, hey, my keyboard doesn't work. They did not turn their keyboard on.
Damn.
Yeah. So anytime you're like, damn,
Jack
I wish
is
I could
advocate for all pro players. Do you have any defense?
No, that matches my experience with my teammates. Had a few of those.
I don't know if it's a serious
To be
pause
honest,
or for
turning
fun
it
pause.
turning it off and on again as well is always just such a simple solution at times.
Almost.
Because sometimes you just forgot to turn it on in the first
Okay,
place.
this is completely off topic, but can I tell you about a story that really infuriated me this week?
Sure.
So the Windows update, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what it did to my PC?
Did it
It
ruin it?
reset everything, like everything. Uninstalled everything. I basically just formatted. The only
That
thing
sounds like a you thing.
No, I think what happened, right?
Is you click the option that said format my
So
heart.
I never, no, I didn't format, no, it didn't uninstall like actual app, things on my files stayed.
Yeah.
But just like software, it just uninstalled. So like it uninstalled League, it uninstalled Firefox, it just uninstalled all of that stuff.
I thought you said it didn't change your files.
Yeah, but like the actual, like if a game
Windows really hit you with the go touch grass, nerd. Go outside.
And what did I do when I went outside, Daniel Drakos?
We went and bought Riftbound
We
cards.
bought Riftbound
That's right.
cards.
Back
That's
in the
what we
game.
did.
Flawless transition. Thank you. That's been Vedius, Drakos, and Jack. That's a quick stand-up routine. Now we're back in the game. No idea what happened. If it matters, we'll tell you. I don't think it does for right now.
They all left.
They've all left. They haven't. They're still here. 2.3K gold lead. 18 minutes in the game. They're just going to keep disconnect. Oh my gosh. They're not done yet. Knock goes up and oh my god, one more. Can we see one more?
Okay,
Oh, there
so
it is.
Jack,
Yeah.
you've played Jinx before.
I have played Jinx before.
From this position, do you think you could 1v9?
From this position, I mean,
okay.
enemy
Can
ADC is pretty damn
1v9?
strong.
Let's not make it about Jack.
I think you really need 3 items.
Okay.
That's the breaking point where things start to get... I mean, ideally 4, but now we're like pushing it, right? That's like a lot of items. But
like,
you really want IE and you want armor pen.
Sure. But if I'm the AD carry in this position, is that what I'm communicating to my team? Just be like, chill, we play towards my item spikes.
I mean,
That's how we
I
win
think
this game.
definitely second item at least. Like right now, Caitlyn is way stronger. So you
Yeah.
really need either Hurricane or PD, whatever he decides to go for first, and then you can start at least having a chance. Because there's always a chance in this game. You have a lot of opportunities. You have Humanoid, Flash Charm, you have Fleshy with the hook, and you have Lyncas as well with the ultimate. So you have a lot of engaged opportunities. So I'm never one to say like, we shouldn't fight at all.
Right.
But right now they're definitely in the back seat.
Well, they've got 2 minutes until the next dragon. They do not feel super confident about fighting, mainly because of this Pantheon and I mean, look at this Cassio. Next phase, maybe upgrade that tier item.
Fleshy here to cover. Initial Twin Fang lands, forces an ulti trade between Jojopyun and Humanoid, but now Elyoya may have strayed a little bit too far because Lyncas is on the way up. Aegis is all down, and Elyoya is going to immediately flash out, recognizing that Lyncas could keep that play going.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's a flanking
Nako
Caitlyn.
again thinking he has a 1v1, but the Ornn has been called, and the Caitlyn is here to do the damage. The knock-up over the wall, the flash for the auto, the 90 caliber net, and one more to seal the deal. Supa gets the kill.
And you're seeing the damage from that Infinity Edge Storm Racer. Supa is just melting Nako like butter. They even force his flash as well, and he's not able to do anything. Nako thought it was a 1v1. It wasn't.
I'm shocked that he didn't see the Caitlyn.
Yeah,
the
that's a
pattern
good
that
question
Supa
now.
must have taken, because there is that control ward there. I wasn't sure when it was placed, but he just stuck in behind him and was like, all right, I'll take this kill, easy peasy. 3.7k the gold lead now for KOI, and it feels like that, like, it's the good old saying, when you draft winning lanes, usually it's a winning game. They were winning mids, they were winning bots, their Ornn was comfortable trading in the top lane, and they're utilizing that early game advantage to snowball this game.
Like I said, kind of a niche point, but the top lane role quest giving you more XP, big deal for Ornn. Like, it doesn't feel like we're in late game, which is normally when Caitlyn would have an Ornn upgrade. She already has an Ornn upgrade.
I also got a note from our observers that said that the ward hadn't been placed yet, which is what allowed Supa. Thank you, observers, for that.
I think it's also just like, in general, you don't expect the enemy ADC to suddenly be behind you as the top laner when you're close to your tier 2 like that. So I don't really blame Nako for being surprised.
Man has never played against Huanfeng Jin.
True.
It's an old one.
That is an old one. You probably won't get it.
He won't.
It's not that old.
Okay, question though.
Yeah.
Real talk.
You don't have time. It's 8 seconds to kill a dragon.
You're right. No real, actual real talk, not whatever I was about to say. Vitality forcing their way into the pit, man advantage.
That bot lane sucks for Vitality right now.
I mean, they're just going to pay, it's going to cost them like 400 gold to start this objective.
And they'll have to tank it.
MKOI TPing in a little bit late. Alvaro using the clone to face check. Fleshy connecting onto Alvaro's big to kick the initial fight off. Nice equalizer across the entire team as Elyoya has been caught out. Alvaro tries to follow, but only catches one. The reset finally coming there for Carzzy, and he might be able to turn it back. Jojopyun running, miasma on the ground, the flash forward. They're going to connect, but they don't find the initial stun. Jojopyun about to fall. Lyncas trying to finish one more kill. Carzzy desperate to get excited, but it looks like it's all going to heck. Carzzy not able to get the kill. Supa doing damage, and it's MKOI to finish it.
Oh my god, it's absolute chaos here, but MKOI keep coming out on top. Carzzy was so damn close to getting like a pentakill and killing them all, but just the HP bars did not go low enough. It starts off with a hook from Fleshy onto Alvaro, but crucially Humanoid does not get the charm on Alvaro, so they're not able to chain CC it. Alvaro gets his ultimate, but then Carzzy gets excited. He's doing so much damage, and look at the sidestep on Jojo's flash ultimate from Carzzy. It's beautiful, but the rocket hits Elyoya and doesn't do enough damage to kill Jojo, so Carzzy doesn't get excited, and then he flashes in. It's too little too late, and MKOI clean the fight.
I think it's a situation where if he flashed a little earlier, maybe it could be a different situation. Alvaro now caught out, Charm will connect, he's going to drop, so Vitality gets something back. But what a close fight. At the end of the day, though, it was Supa that walks away with a quadra kill. His positioning meant that he did not fall. 7-0-4 on the Caitlyn, 100% kill participation, 3 items completed. He's working towards the 4th, but Vitality is saying, screw that, we're going Baron.
I think they know they have to flip it. They're desperate, but they don't want to give any more angles of attack for MKOI. They don't want to risk another fight, so they're going to bet it all on a Hail Mary. 7K getting lower. Now Humanoid going in to try to finish it, but the charm only going to connect onto Ornn, only going to connect onto Myrwn, and now they don't like the play, but it looks like MKOI are going to want to keep this one going. 6K on the Baron has not reset yet. MKOI debating. They can keep the objective going if they want, but they've got low mana bars. Health bars starting to dwindle. They're down for the 50-50. They're down to flip that coin, or will they just let it reset? Lyncas in. Lyncas wants to keep it going. It's a little bit psychotic. It's equalizer across the top. That was absolutely not the play, but he did not have vision. He thought they were going to keep going. They backed away, and their patience pays off.
Lyncas tries to steal the Nash because he has no vision, as you said, Drakos, but it's too early. They haven't brought down the Nash. It's patience from MKOI that secures them the Nash, and now Nako's in trouble as well.
Ornn ulti there. Knock up onto Nako. Wants to flash over, but does not have the time, is taken down. The gold lead just continues to grow for MKOI.
MKOI play that Baron with perfect patience. They lose their support, one of their key initiators, the person that provides that huge AoE utility, and they still manage to dance around that fight. Humanoid flashed in to try and get a clutch charm, and it only connected onto Myrwn. That frontline doing exactly what it needs to do. The carry's in the right position, and another tower falls. MKOI in a phenomenal position to close out this series.
That they are. A moment of calm before the next big objective. But again, MKOI, I think they're just too far ahead. And really, credit to Myrwn. I love this tanky itemization. I'm not sure exactly where we first saw it, but Ornn building that locket against the Rumble Ahri. They already have so little damage, and that locket makes such a big difference to just mitigate the equalizer.
For sure. Really nice itemization by him. It's now 3 dragons, 9,000 gold. I mean, MKOI They're in the driver's seat right now, but Vitality are a team, they're creative. They're able to find windows where others aren't, as Humanoid onto Elyoya.
He's just going to leap in. Happy to keep the health going. Alvaro is waiting off to the side. Humanoid almost dies just for attempting the pick.
Yeah, I thought Lyncas fumbled his combo, but I think he actually only threw out the Q. I guess he recognized this wasn't a fight that they could afford to take. KOI going to use that opportunity to secure this bot tower. Nako will at the very least get something back, but it's not going to be a huge amount. That tower is going to start getting chipped away at. KOI are not slowing this game down.
And we were waiting for 3 items for Carzzy, maybe even 4, but it's already 4 items for Supa. Just doesn't seem like there's going to be time for Vitality to scale up to get the items on their carries that they need as MKOI continued this endless siege.
MKOI already got the bot lane, an incredibly fast siege here by them. And still 40 seconds left of this Nash. They can look to play one more mid-wave here to try to break down one more inhibitor. And this is the power of that Caitlyn. 8-0 on Supa this game. An absolute menace in the siege, in the team fights, as he dashes forward and does half of Carzzy's HP.
Yeah, credit to Supa really rallying after that game 1. Obviously finished the game strong, as you mentioned earlier, Jack, but the start was rough. Found redemption in the laning phase this time around, punishing Vitality for overstepping as Lyncas gonna get chunked here. Oh my god. He'll live. Just barely.
But now with Lyncas chunked, they have a mid-wave. They're gonna choose to back off instead with no Baron Nashor. They can just play for the soul in 30 seconds. And as long as they have position, they can set up the traps. With Cassio Caitlyn, it's so hard to face check for Vitality.
Yeah. Look, I learned last game to never say GG until it's actually GG, but
you're still gonna say it.
Surely this is it.
I mean, you're going to need a pretty effective Sally ult to turn this game around, I feel.
There you go.
But right now...
I mean, Vitality are dropping the soul, so that's not a good
yeah, but I mean,
sign.
ultimately, it comes back down to the draft. I think this game has largely been won just through KOI's draft, in the sense of, like, they dominated the lanes. Like,
Yep.
bot lane went the way that it should have, mid lane went the way that it should have, top lane was pretty much even for the whole game, and now KOI are just steamrolling off this advantage. It's ultimately been a clean game from start to finish. Outside of a couple small blunders here and there, they've done a really good job.
And this is kind of the jungle gap that we were promised, right? Elyoya, a guy that we've had sky-high expectations of for so long, a player who was performing really well in the regular season. Because remember that they started bot lane by dying. And it was actually in the skirmishes, in those early fights, where they came back. And from that moment on, you're right. They have just taken complete control. Vitality have gotten overeager in multiple circumstances. And while they've gotten a few kills into Carzzy, it's almost always cost them double on the other side.
Yeah, I completely agree with you both. I think this draft is just so difficult to execute because it really relies on Carzzy doing nearly all the damage. Like, Jojo's always going to be doing more than Humanoid, and so is Elyoya, than Lyncas. And that's just due to the nature of their champions. Ahri is never going to be bursting down Cassio, so she needs to find more creative angles, and Carzzy needs to be the one doing the damage. But as long as you shut him down in draft and in game, which they both have, then it's hard for him to really carry team fights, and that's eclipsed now in a 6,000 gold lead for Supa.
And I mean, not only does he have a 6,000 gold lead, he has the Shurelya's from Alvaro empowering him, he has a Locket of the Iron Solari, and now he has a Knight's Vow from Myrwn. What? He's tanky too now. That's what's so mad. He's not just the squishy AD carry, the backline threat that maybe Humanoid can find a charm on. It feels impossible to kill Supa as well.
I mean, it's just so funny looking at the itemization, and you're just like, okay, 2 items there, 3 items there, 5? 5 items. There are 5 items there. Okay, cool. That is 1 fed Caitlyn, and it's one of that. It's that scary point where Caitlyn lands an auto attack with a headshot, and you're like, oh, I understand why they call that headshot. Yep, that was quite painful.
Rapid fire cannon, a nice, fun, interactive item. Mages have to land skill shots. 80 carries with 5 items can just walk up and do 900 damage.
Yeah. Well, right now it seems that KOI aren't in a rush to close this game out with the soul. They've got Baron spawning in 10 seconds.
What is the Ahri build right now? Is it is it Actualizer Void Staff?
Sorry, forgive me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Actualizer scale off mana?
It does, and he has a mana item. Like he's got a Lost Chapter in there, but I guess I would have to check if Actualizer amps the true damage. Then I would probably understand it.
I don't know enough about the item to question whether or not this is a super efficient buy or not.
It looks silly to me, but I'm going to accept that I don't know.
What it does do is it'll help you do more burst.
That's true.
That is just objectively true. Whether or not it's more valuable than something else.
Standing over the wall.
Yeah, a classic Caitlyn.
I mean, Vitality just can't contest. They're gonna have to drop this Nashor. Carzzy wants to try to get the rocket, but won't be able to get it in time. Supa now level 17, 347 CS at 30 minutes.
I mean,
that's the person they need to kill if they're going to come back in this game.
Clean, calculated, well-controlled, excellent demonstration of patience from KOI. And this is the KOI that we were hoping to see coming into playoffs. Game 1 was definitely a scrap. They fought their way back. But here in Game 2, Vitality are rapidly running out of options.
That they are. MKOI looking to break open the last 2 inhibitors. The last inhibitor tower is going to fall pretty effortlessly.
Vitality needs a Hail Mary play onto Supa.
It's going to go in, immediately going to die. The Equalizer does very little damage as Nako now goes in, but taking the Zombies against Caitlyn means you're going to die too because the trap is already placed down. In the meantime, Jojopyun's killing everybody he wants to. Humanoid trying to style on him, trying to get a little tricky with it, but by the time Alvaro arrives, Penta's going to come through! What a way to end it for Supa. 13-0 and 4, only missed participating in a single kill. From start to finish, a story of dominance for MKOI in this game too as they move on in the upper bracket.
And boys, I said it. At the start of this game, I wanted to see redemption for Supa and Alvaro. It's a hard to execute bot lane matchup, but if you do it, you can dominate the game. And that's what we saw this game from Supa. Domination from start to finish.
And he's one of your options in Kia Player of the Series, Elyoya, Jojopyun, or Supa. All solid options. But damn. What a tonal shift in that game, too.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, some of the things in draft, you know, we were kind of left scratching our head, but credit to MKOI really playing well to their win conditions, punishing Vitality well in a lot of those early plays to build that substantial early game. Now, they're not left without things to work on, no doubt. Stuff you want to improve before you head into that match, but a win is a win.